Right, okay. So, welcome YouTube and welcome Twitch. Last minute kind of situation here. I decided that an interview might be a good thing to put in the video, mainly because I want to hear both sides of the story. Also, hi YouTube, you can hear my voice for the first time. So, welcome to the stage, Faze Chicken Heat, who I'm giving the chance for Faze to basically explain themselves and share their side of the story, essentially.
Well, also a main moment. I'm not getting my camera on first of all, and also, so yeah. Basically, well, people are not going to believe this anyway, so they can believe what they want. But the reason why I did it was for attention, and the reason why I used the same name was because people knew about my Eurome, or however the hell you pronounce it, and I knew that people would find it eventually, and I wanted to get attention. It's not the best way to get attention, but basically, I just wasn't. Well, I'm still not really in the best way, and I just, well, apart from some of my in real life friends and, well, my work, there wasn't anything going on in my life that I thought was interesting. And I obviously that stuff months ago with those guys that kind of made me feel even more shit, but that's not really relevant here. And am I expecting people to believe it? No, I'm not expecting people to believe it because no one's going to believe me anyway. But what I am telling you is the truth. And I knew by coming on this call, I would get people in the chat saying that, oh, you're not telling the truth. But I am here. And as you say, I might as well just say the truth out because, well, people know, don't they? So I did it for attention because I knew people would find out with the same name. I didn't actually do anything with those images. I admit that yes, those were saved on an account I did in fact own. And yes, I admit that those were saved by me because I knew people would find it. And yes, I'm aware, stupid way to get attention, but I knew somehow it would get attention. I knew it would eventually because of the same name. And because I told everyone about my Urim, I mean, I massively regret all of this, especially this and the Euro thing. And yes, we're moving on from it being Kakamai's account. I mean, I don't know. I mean, let's be honest. Why would I admit to this? Why would I admit to this? Without a bit of back and forth. Yes, main moment, whatever.
Okay. So there's a lot here to there's lot to kind of break down here. So you what? So from this from what you're saying on your perspective, then you pretended that you were being an alleged nonce, basically. Is that what you're trying to say, basically?
Well, I mean, I'm not one of that. But yes, I admit I saved those images onto the account. They weren't actually saved onto any of my devices, and I mean, people can think whatever they want to think, but it's the truth. And also, the truth is that I wanted to get attention from the community somehow, and because of my bad reputation, I knew that it would be, well, fairly easy, I guess. And after that whole thing with Verstappen and whatever have you, after that, I had like, I mean, obviously I joined your server, but I had like, no one really cared much about me, and it's bad, but when I was in that server with Verstappen and no Pixelin and whatever, yeah, unfortunately, I was mainly the focus of that server when I was in it. Most of the stuff they were talking about was me, And it sounds so pathetic, and it is pathetic. I hold my hands up high. It's pathetic, but I missed the attention, and because I missed the attention, I unfortunately wanted to get attention somehow, and that was the way.
So what? So you wanted to get attention by pretty much pretending to have well, kind of having indecent images of children, or just kind of having images of children regardless.
Well, I mean, if you actually looked, if most people actually looked, that isn't actually what was on there. I think this is where this line's been crossed. Yes, I admit to this, but this whole thing, oh, they were indecent, oh, this and that, oh, I jerked off to. No, that is just a load of Chinese whispers, and we can prove that if you actually look at the screenshot. You can that can be proven. But what I will admit is, yes, I saved that. That was my account that I owned via an email. And it was created because I wanted to get attention, and by using a name I was already known to have used before, and then plus people knew I was a photographer, and Flickr is mostly a photography. Well, it is a photography website. Uh, because people know I'm a photographer, the chances of people finding me an account with that name on there, if I had it on there, would be high, and then it would come back. I mean, it's not the greatest way to get attention. I mean, I could have done stuff a lot more. I mean, I could have actually been the bigger person and actually have not done this and had got attention via actually being the good person. But yeah, and main moment, I honestly I don't even care like what you're saying. What's done is done, and I hold my hand up high. I want to get help, okay, but how on earth, like anyone in this day and age, in this economy, basically, can find well affordable private therapy? Who knows? And via the NHS, you're asking a couple of years. But
Right. Okay. Okay. I'll interrupt you for just a second here, Faze. Right. Okay. So regarding when you were talking to Quagmire regarding the DMs, because I have seen the DMs, I've heard the voice notes and everything. So regarding that, what? Because I'm what you kind of had kind of a little bit of a warpath against Quagmire because he um pretty much shared its a cow and pretty much got that kind of thing out really quick. But then you kind of had some form of like warpath against Quagmire, even though now you're saying it even to me that I've not got channel points on Spooder Fox. It's a little bit serious here. Um, I mean, what are you going to apologise
yes,
for
I
Quagmire? What?
apologize. Yes, I apologise to Quagmire. I apologise to all of the corner, especially May Moment, you, Black Hawk, Malking, just Cal, everyone really. I got what I wanted in the end. Not the best way, I know, but
It's not. I wouldn't say it's an amazing. I wouldn't say that it was an amazing thing to do. Really, I mean, regardless of what has been said and everything, it's like I don't. Why would you even kind of think to yourself that this was a really good way to get attention? Because I mean, even regarding if you for what you have done and what everything's been said, I mean, getting around just even just pretending on that kind of case of noncy kind of behavior. I don't know, man. It's kind of a really weird way of kind of getting attention off people. You know what I mean? Because it can ruin people's lives if it's done in the worst. Even if it's done in a false way, it can ruin people's lives to a big degree. And if you don't come back from a nonce accusation, you know what I mean. You're going to be shunned with that title for life.
yeah, I mean, I understand, and I know where you're coming from. And back when I originally did create those accounts in the idea that it was going to get found. I, well, to be honest, I don't really know why I even did it in the first place. To be fair, when Quagmire did come to me about asking if they were my accounts, I actually had forgotten about them, and I know I'd forgotten about them because when I went on to those websites to delete the accounts, they'd logged me out, and it only logs you out if you haven't been on it in a while. I had forgotten about them entirely, but I mean, they should never existed in the first place, and I should have never created them in order to basically get attention in the first place. It should never have been a thing, and well, I should have never really gone to the come back to the corner in the first place. Let's be honest, because I it's not done me any good. It really hasn't.
Okay,
And
so what? So what kind of what? I don't know. I don't know. It's like, have you kind of? For me, the narrative has been kind of spun that this whole situation. I think that you've been digging yourself a hole more and more as this has been going on. Um, I think that it's like pouring petrol on a fire, essentially, from my kind of point of view. From what I can get from this, it's kind of a case of you've just basically been saying this and that, and it could have been a lot easier if you'd have just, I don't know, just not done the kind of things that you've kind of done along the way, or I don't know, man. Even if you just kind of just did a radio silence, I mean, no one wants another Robbie Manic situation on their hands, but I mean, at this rate, there's so many wrongings that have had to been removed from this place in so little time. It's been such a monumental year already. I mean, that's what I mean. It's like, um, how much of what you have been saying have you been like making up some of the stuff to kind of lie to yourself, even, or what's kind
no,
of what you've been
no.
what's kind of the thing you've been doing here?
What I've been doing, but what I'm doing now is just telling you the truth. Literally holding my hands up and telling you the truth because, well, I owe the corner a big explanation, and this is the explanation. I mean, of course, no one's going to believe it because why the hell would they? Knowing my track record, but it's the truth, unfortunately. As much as you don't want to believe it, as much as you won't believe it, unfortunately, in this case, it's the truth. And I never wanted. I mean, I should never have done it in the first place. Let's be honest. Let's get, as they say, address the elephant in the room, which I have more than seen in the last couple of days. And I just apologise, especially to Quagmire as well. I mean, I didn't want to have to say the truth about what I did. So, in the bad state of mind, I just started accusing people that had nothing to do with what I had done. And I apologise to everyone in the corner. And those science documents that I was looking on tour were genuinely science documents. It's because sometimes they don't load on Google Chrome. And I know you're going to say, oh, what kind of science documents are you looking at? A lot of old physics ones from the 1970s and stuff that you can't really, well, you can find them on Google. They're just either hard to read or just not on there. And I don't even have Tor browser on my computer anymore. I deleted it back in January because I didn't use it anymore and it was taking up space on my computer that I didn't need. So, and also let's also say there, especially May Moment has been very clearly spreading just these rumors that apparently I've been getting off to those images. I haven't, and I will say that with my chest, I haven't. You're not going to believe me, I know, but it's the truth. And as much as you won't like it, it's the truth.
Okay,
And
so
that,
right, okay, you seem to be rambling on a little bit here. I feel like there's kind of a lot being said, but not like much kind of proving here, right? So, in terms of, like I say, regardless if they're so quote unquote science documents, what are the actual science documents you were looking at then?
Oh,
Like
there was stuff
you said
from.
the year of it, but like what are the actual documents you were looking at then?
Oh, there was stuff. What do you mean, the names or the actual stuff it had in it?
Right.
Because
Okay.
the actual stuff it had in it was stuff about the theory of relativity and about black holes and about stuff. And I literally had once written an entire Word document about what I had researched within the paper. So if anyone wants proof, I've got the proof. I wrote an entire uh like was it Word document about and comprehending what I'd seen. So, and you might be thinking that I'm projecting when I'm saying this, but I want the truth to be out here, and this is the truth. Okay, and this is the last of that the corner will hear from me, because what's done is done, and I accept my faults and accept it was wrong on so many levels. I did it for attention. That's the truth. I apologize to Quagmire for accusing him of something he didn't do. I apologize people for people thinking that I was the good
Okay.
guy.
Okay. Because I've got a lot of questions here. I've got a lot of questions here. Right. Okay. So I've been asked, why have you got Tor, Telegram, and session for joining CP groups, as I've been told here? What's the story
What?
behind that? What's the story behind that? This is what the comments are telling me, Faze.
I had a Telegram account back in like January
What were you doing on the
2025.
Telegram account? What were you doing on the Telegram account?
In 2025 on my old phone that I don't have anymore because it got stolen. But yes, what I was doing on there was not what you think. And I know that because,
Well, what do you mean
well, I
not
mean,
what you think? What do you mean not what you think? What were you actually doing on the Telegram account? That's all I'm asking you.
I was in a group with people that were sharing science stuff. And
Science stuff. What do you mean by science stuff?
if you want, I will re-download Telegram and I will log in because I'm pretty sure I remember the email I used. It's one that I use for a lot of stuff. And if you want, I will re-download it, log back into my account. I've got the same number, so it will work. And then I will proof of.
Well, how come we can't see? How come we can't see it now? Because if this is science stuff and everything,
Because
I
I
would
don't
like to.
have that app. I don't have that app anymore. It was on my old phone that I lost in February. I deleted it because I wasn't using it anymore. I deleted it in January 2025. I deleted it. I wasn't using it anymore. I stopped using it in like October 2024. I deleted it in January 2025, and then my phone got stolen on the 19th of February 2025, and I'm not bullshitting about that. It was literally stolen. I don't have the phone anymore. It was stolen. I was in Costa. I forgot about it. And well, when I got this phone, my 16 Pro Max, I logged into my Apple account, but because I hadn't paid for the iCloud, I hadn't started paying for that until around June last year because I didn't have iCloud and I'd reached over the free limit. It didn't have any of the apps that I had still on there. And plus, to get the apps, you actually have to transfer the data from your old phone to your current phone. And because I didn't have my old phone, I couldn't have done, I couldn't have, yeah. But if you really want me to, I can I can re-download to Telegram, log back into it, and prove of any
Right.
things.
Okay. Okay. Right. So all I'm asking you, Faze, is what was the science stuff that you were on Telegram for? That's all I'm asking you for. What was the basis of the Telegram stuff? You told me about Tor, where it was the black holes and the relativity stuff, but in terms of the Telegram stuff, what was actually on there that you were looking at? This is all I'm asking you to do.
I was in a group with people I knew on Discord. Fine, I'll tell you. We were on Tor browser and we were just interested in physics because I am interested, and anyone that knows me knows I'm interested in physics. And I'm not bullshitting. I'm not making up an excuse. And if any person that actually thinks this should probably start looking at themselves. But seriously, I can re-download Telegram and prove it to you. I had a group of these guys I was friends with, and we were interested in physics, and we looked at the same papers, and I actually wanted to study physics at the Open University, but I didn't because, I mean, have you seen how expensive that is? And yeah, I mean, to be honest, you can think what you want. This has made it worse, I know, but you can think what you want. The truth is, I did all that stuff with the Flickr and Motherless thing for attention. The Telegram thing was something I had a group of guys that I was friends with, and we looked. I know you're just gonna say, "Oh, I'm bullshit. I'm making up excuse." And yes, there is a reason. Do you not? Are people not aware of how much is hidden on the internet? About 94 to 96% of the entire internet is not available on the surface web, and you have to go onto, well, basically a browser that can access onion links, which is Tor browser, to get access to stuff that isn't publicly available or hidden, which is what I did because they haven't been classified. Well, they are classified. They haven't been declassified, I think is the term, which means they're made public. They were not made public. They're not. Most of them were not on Google Chrome. Hence why Tor was necessary. I wasn't even using the VPN either, so you can't even say otherwise. I have a VPN, yes, which is Proton VPN, but I don't really use that very often.
Okay, right. Okay. So, like I say, I asked you about the science things you run about, and like I say, you already explained the black hole stuff on the tour thing, right? And you said you were on about physics, but you didn't kind of go into what kind of physics you were going on about. Because I don't want you to keep rambling here, Faze, because it makes you look worse if you keep rambling on.
Yeah, this is why I
It
didn't
makes you
want to
look
do
like
it
you
in the
do
first place.
excuses, you know?
This is why I didn't want to do it in the first place, because I knew no one would believe me, and what would be the point? So this was just a mistake. Okay, you can think what you like. The Flickr thing was true. I didn't save them onto my devices, and I certainly didn't get off to them. I don't know who started that, but yes, I didn't do that. But I did save them favorited on the accounts, and I used the same name. What the fuck?
Okay, right. There's a lot to unpack here. Okay, so in terms of what was it? People had seen some of your stuff online. I think it was some of it to do with Motherless, and there was also another thing on your Reddit account where people
Which
had
one?
a session ID. You had a session ID on Reddit. I will. You had a session on it. It was a group called Edge Together. What's the context behind that? Do you know what I'm on about, or?
Yes, there was this guy I was friends with on Discord, and his account was banned, and he asked me. Like, I've got proof of it as well, so I can show you if you really want to. Eventually,
Well,
there's this guy I was friends. This okay? You're
right. Okay.
let
So
me speak.
like I say, eventually he's probably not gonna probably cut it because regardless, I say I'm giving you this opportunity here to explain yourself for when the video does come out. You know.
Right. Well, there's this Swedish guy I'm friends with. Well, was friends with. Uh, and he asked me because he knew that I had a Reddit account that was, well, I think it's about 5 years old, my Reddit account. And I don't really use Reddit very much. I do go on there sometimes, but not not really for anything like NSFW very much, but there was this guy, and to be honest, Session is an account I had, yes, but more or less the same thing with Telegram, which is not what people will think, and I know this because I will have proof. But there's this Swedish guy I was friends with. He told me to put this, and he told me to put in this r/edging thing a session ID. I didn't have him friended on Session. I didn't have anyone friended on Session apart from the people I was friends with via Telegram, which is just a physics thing. And when I found out what it was, I didn't really exactly find out what it was, but I don't even. No one's going to believe me. So what actually is the point? Why am I here apart from to make me look worse?
I'm not trying
What
to
is
make
the
you look
point?
worse. I
You
literally
are.
I'm giving you a platform here, Faze. I'm quite
You
known
are.
for being quite impartial in my videos. It's the whole reason I do this.
That's it.
I didn't get the
Oh,
opportunity to interview Yoshi versus Joshi. I didn't even do an interview with Robbie Manic. These people, like I say, I'm giving people these opinions so I can give the audience their own final results on this one. You explaining everything here, I'm like I say, in some ways I'm helping you, in some ways I'm giving the corner an opportunity to kind of make a decision, and like I say, I gave you an opportunity here to just explain your side of the story, and that's what I mean, man. That's all this is here for. I'm literally just giving you an opportunity here, and like I say, I've not attacked you pretty much whatsoever. I've pretty much just asked you relative questions regarding everything. Regarding to the Tor stuff, you said it was physics and black holes. You told me. In terms of the Telegram stuff, you just told me it was physics stuff. Obviously, you didn't go too much into detail regarding that, but
well, I can if you want. It was to do with general relativity and about what Einstein had figured out about black holes and about how they. Fine, I'll get up the Word document. Then
please
shall
do,
I?
please do.
Word. Depends what account did I use? My main Microsoft account or my other account? I have two Microsoft accounts. What was I using? This would have been back in like August last year. Signing with a different. Hold on, this might have to take a second. I think I was using a different account.
So one thing I do have to ask a question of. So why did you pick Tor and Telegram over doing this on the surface web? I'll ask you that one. Why you look for
Oh,
this stuff?
first of all, Telegram is the surface web. It's an actual genuine uh
Well, I'd say
thing.
it's semi
It's got
surface.
it's, it's got
It's
it's
semi
got a
surface because a lot of it is quite encrypted. Like Telegram has that kind of
it's got a bad
reputation.
reputation
It's
as
got a
well.
bad
Yes,
reputation. It's got a very bad reputation for multiple
I
illegal things. So
use
being
my
on Telegram,
password.
yeah, being on Telegram isn't exactly a good look. I can't lie. But like I say, why did you pick those two? Like I say, Tor and Telegram over something that you could have just, I don't know, you could have just gone on ChatGPT and asked for like the theory of relativity or black holes or
Do
the
you really
physics
expect me
stuff.
to believe ChatGPT? Really? I can't even trust Grok half the time.
Right.
ChatGPT.
I say I'm just asking the questions. Like even Google, like how
Ah, here we
come?
are. Here we are.
Right.
Right.
Okay,
I
he's got
found
it.
found it. Black hole research paper that I did by. It's got my real name on it. Details and features of
Well,
a black
your
hole
name's
and the
already out
increase.
there, anyways. People have known about your
Yeah.
name for years, man.
So basically, I go on to say black holes are also invisible to the human
Well,
eye in
can
today's
I
world.
see
That
it?
is
Can
not
I see the research? Can you
right.
send me it?
Yes, I will. Well, first of all, I'll screenshot it and then I'll send it
Well,
to you.
I'd rather you send it to me than screenshot it,
I
personally.
send. How do I send on here? Uh,
Even if it's just a file document, I don't know.
share copy link. I hope this doesn't give you access to it because I don't want that because you'll do stuff with it.
No, I'm not going to do anything. All I want to do is look. That's all what it is.
can't remember as exactly.
Okay, so another question I've got to ask you. I've just seen it. Right, thank you for the link. Thank you.
Oh, for goodness sake, I've just seen it. Anyone with the link can edit.
I'm
Whatever.
not going to edit it. I'm looking first. I'm going to look at it first before I even show
It's
it
not
on
for,
screen.
it's not very long because I couldn't be bothered. But
Right, I'm
it's
not
most
going
of the
to
stuff.
share a thing, okay? I'm not going to share anything until I've read everything and I've seen everything, and I'm not going to edit anything. So
Or I have
don't
a
worry.
backup copy in case you do. So
Well, I'm not going to. In terms of what else I was going to ask you, Face, while I'm going to have to put this up for everybody, um, what is on your um, what's on Tor that you can't access on the surface web about black holes? What is the actual thing about that?
something called declassified documents, and
Well, if it's
also I don't want
declassified, you
to.
can easily find that on the surface web, can't you?
Oh, and there is something else I want to admit. Not that I probably
Oh yeah, I
should,
need
but
to
I'm
remove a
going to.
PNG. Sorry about that. That's my fault.
There is something else I wanted to say. I did
Oh
also
yeah.
go on the Pirate Bay on there a couple of times, but that's besides the point.
Right. That's like I say, it's kind of irrelevant here, but I don't know.
Well, it
I
is
just don't
relevant
think. Well,
because
like
it.
I say, I just don't get the idea that going on tour you have to have a look at some documents when anyone can easily just look online on the surface web. Personally,
Yes, but there's not as much stuff. Literally, I explained to you, there's a 94 to 96% of the entire internet is not located on the surface web, and that's a lot of the internet. So, yeah.
so what did you find on the black holes on tour that you can't find on the surface web? Then what kind of stuff did you find?
Well, it had a lot of older stuff on there, stuff that was theorized before we actually knew what it was. And also, if you look at that document, you will literally see that that is like the information I got
Well,
from here.
what bit did you actually find that I can have a look at and I can read it to the chat?
What on Tor? I don't have Tor anymore.
No, I know that. I meant the Word document, man.
Uh, to do with the Sagittarius A star.
I'm looking for the Sagittarius A thing on this Word document.
And also, I did look at space.com as well. And I did actually use Tor for that. It was just easier because I was on Tor anyway. So it's just easier. But that's an actual genuine website. But yeah, and also, there is more I wanted to put on there, and I probably will put more on there anyway
Ah,
in the
thank you,
first.
chat. Yeah, I found it. Don't worry, I found it. Okay, so
Oh,
you did
F it.
mention you did
Control F it. Thank you. What does Control F do?
it means I can search
Oh,
it up. That's basically what it means.
yeah, I've just seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you've so how come so space.com is a surface website if I'm correct, right?
Yeah, I was on it on Tor browser because I was on Tor browser in the first place with those documents. It was just you can use like just normal .com websites on Tor.
Why do you have to use Tor for surface web websites, by the way?
Was it was easier? I was on Tor in the first place. It was just easier clicking a new tab than it was to go all the way down to Google Chrome. Wait for it to load. And by the way, this is when I was using my old computer, like a crappy Lenovo one. And Google Chrome used to take ages to load, and I know this because it blew up at that
But
bloody thing.
I thought Tor
But
took ages to load as well though.
it does because it uses bloody old technology, but it was just easier at the time. It's a lot easier to just click new tab than it is to go all the way down to your taskbar, go to Google Chrome, wait for it to load, put in www.space.com, wait for it to load. It was just easier. Okay, no one's going to believe me. So, what is even the point of me being here? What is even the point
I'm
apart
giving
from
you a
you?
platform. I'm giving you a platform here to explain
Yeah.
everything, and I'm just asking you
Okay.
simple questions regarding it. That's all I'm doing. I'm quite impartial with this situation.
Yeah. Well,
I just want to give people the story of your side because I didn't get the chance when I did my Yoshi and Robbie Manic videos. That's the
Yeah,
whole
well,
reason I'm doing this, because I want to give people a chance to just see everything as it is from your source. Then at least then I'm showing two sides of the story here.
it's already two sides. It's more of just aside from the coolest.
Is he disappeared? You all right? Are you okay, Faze? You've disappeared. Bear with me. Apparently we're having technical difficulties regarding Faze not replying.
And
Okay,
what
he's
I know,
back. Okay, you're back. Okay, you went away for quite a bit there. You were gone for a bit. I thought you disconnected.
yeah, I've just noticed that on your Twitter. Why to it said what happened? Did my
I don't know.
internet?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Well,
So
I'm on call on my phone, and I'm looking at your chat on my computer. So if both went down simultaneously, I have Vodafone internet. Shit.
okay. So into no, can we not do gang tonight? It's
Faze is a pedo who watches illegal content on Tor. Faze is a pedo who watches illegal content on Tor. Faze is a pedo who
right. Okay, I'll let this dono play, but please don't put donos on because it is quite important I get a story out without the donos play. I'll let this one play, but please don't put any on. I kind of forgot to turn the bloody queue off, if I'm honest. No, stop it with the 5-minute dono thing. It's important, okay? Right, okay. I hate the gang thing. It's a recent thing that's been going on recently. So I've had it for channel points. So don't put the channel points on, for God's sakes, man. I do apologise.
Oh, for fuck's sake! What's that embedded?
Yeah, you can have a gang break if you want. You can have a gang break so that you get a bit of we get less tension, I guess. Fucking hell. Face Alex Crump collab. Oh, you silly people. Right. Okay. So let's just let's no, he's not left. Don't worry. It's because of the donos being played, basically. That's why. I'll have to skip it, Fozzie, mainly because it's because I kind of wanted to be serious, you know. Oh, I'll put that really quiet down there. Okay. So from what we can establish, then, well, let's paint this picture. Let's paint this picture from what we can round up from. So you used Tor to look at science stuff, if that's correct, right?
Yes.
And that's something, and that was something to do with Sagittarius A black hole. And then
yes.
Right, okay. So the Telegram stuff, you said it was physics stuff. What did you say what the actual physics stuff was again?
It's to do with the just general relativity in black holes and how gravity works. And also, I admit, I did actually post some stuff on my stories that was kind of an addition to my Eurome thing, but that's not really relevant. That was not actually bad anyway, but I mean, it was slightly embarrassing, but yeah, but that was, but whatever. Yes, I honestly, I know why you got me in the call anyway. It's because you're trying to well, I mean, I know doing all this for attention is not the greatest thing ever, but
I just
know-
wanted to give you the chance to actually, you know what I mean, just give you the chance to just explain to the corner your side of the story. That's literally all this is for.
Yeah,
It's
but
for you to
aside,
defend yourself
which-
here. But
yeah,
I just
I'm not
think
really
that
defending myself because no one's believing me, even though it's the truth. No one's
right,
believing
okay.
me.
No.
So
You're
what?
not listening. You're not
Yeah,
listening.
I am. I'm listening.
You're not listening. Right, okay. I said it already. I said I'm giving you the chance to defend yourself, but you keep on saying that no one's believing you. But thing is, that's not the point. You're supposed to explain your reasons here more than
I-
but then kind of trusting people on if they believe you or not. That's not the point. You're supposed to kind of explain everything to people.
I've explained all. Unfortunately, I've explained all there is to explain. I mean, I can go further in to the actual type of physics I was looking at, which is mostly about black holes, Einstein's theory of relativity, how gravity works in tight spaces, how black holes form, about how fast the accretion disks and how fast matter moves around a black hole. I can go, well, I can talk to you about that all day because there's a lot I learnt. And to be honest, that's mainly to do with my autism. I get really into stuff like that, into physics and yeah. But I can talk to you all day about that. But unfortunately, I have explained everything about why I did the stuff I did. I've explained it. And it's not the great truth. Well, it is the great truth. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but it's the truth. It's the raw, actual truth. And I'm not blaming my autism. I'm just saying that if you ask me about physics, I like physics a lot. And with my autism, if someone mentions something I really like, I will just talk about it all the time.
Right.
That's what I was referring to. I'm not saying that well, to be honest, that's the only thing that my autism actually really does in my life. I'm not making an excuse. I'm not using my autism as an excuse. That's you, Duxby, putting two and two together and just making up and jumping to conclusions when the conclusions had not been said yet. That's what you're doing. But
Right. Okay. So I'll go. Well, let's go back to the Flickr stuff and those kind of situations where you did have young girls pictured on there. So, I mean, what is the explanation behind that one? What is your defense on that one particularly? Nothing to do with physics or anything on this. This is your Flickr account.
yeah, and as I explained, I just saved it on there because I knew people would find it and it would get attention. Unfortunately,
Huh? What do you mean? What do you? What? Wait. Right. Go back. We'll go back again. Right.
I've
So you
explained it
put
like
on.
50 times.
So you downloaded pictures of kids.
I
to
didn't
put on your
download them.
Flickr.
I didn't download them. This is you need to be careful with context, and this is what I'm very, very wary about of what you're going to do. You're going to edit clips into I know what you're doing. So
It is going to go in the video phase. It's already
Yes.
the video's going to come out
No,
regardless.
No, you're not. No, yes, but you are going to be editing it and splicing stuff.
I'm not.
This is
what
what
I'm going to be
yes,
doing,
you are.
Phase. What am I
You
going
are.
to?
You are.
What
You
I'm going to be
just admit
doing?
it at this point.
What
Just
am I going to be
admit it.
doing? I will be putting the whole unfiltered thing on YouTube as well. If people want to watch the entire VOD as well.
Unfiltered. Yeah, right. Why couldn't you just do that? You know.
But the thing is, Phase, you
at the
still,
start?
technically speaking, you still downloaded that picture.
I didn't know. This is where you got to be careful with context. I didn't download them. They
So
were
how
not
did you upload it then? How did you upload
downloaded.
it? How did you upload it?
I didn't upload it. I didn't upload it. It was
Who then?
saved on the favorites thing. And if you had looked at that screenshot, you would have seen it would be in the favorites tab. Now, what that means is that somebody else had uploaded it and it had been favorited into the favorited section of my Flickr account. I did not upload. This is what you've got to be careful of, what you've got to be wary of. Okay? I did not upload it. I admit I saved it for attention because I knew people would find it. And unfortunately, that is not great. Not the greatest way to get attention, but it's the truth. And I don't really appreciate people saying, "Oh, I got off to it," because I didn't. It literally just sat on there, just sitting there waiting to be found. Because I actually forgot about it. I forgot about it. When I went to delete the accounts, I had to re-log back into it, which means I had been not on it for a very long time. I didn't almost slip up. The reason why I sound a bit weird is because I've got a cold, and this is not the greatest thing to be doing at almost 1:30 in the morning on a Monday morning. Not what you want to be doing.
But like I say, you still, technically speaking, it was still on your favorites account regardless. So the context behind that, I can't lie, mate. I say I don't look at I don't have pictures of kids and immediately think, oh, I'm going to save that onto my account. I just, I don't know. I don't know
Context
about
matters
that.
here. I mean, I fully regret it. Context matters here. Which is what you're going to be taking out. But
I'm not taking the
what I
context out.
you will be.
I
But
won't.
what yes you will. But what I am going to say is, yes, I admit it was favorited, not downloaded, and not uploaded by me either. That is what you've got to be careful of. It was not. But what I will say is it was. I mean, when I saw it, I actually created that. Well, I wanted to create. Okay, let's go back a bit. Let's talk about why I even started using Flickr in the first place, shall we? Let's just get it all out there. We might as well. So I wanted to use Flickr originally as a way to share my nature and wildlife photography. That was not anything like this. It was just normal pictures of bloody squirrels and shit that I had wanted to put on Flickr as a way to get, well, just public attention to my images. I noticed on Flickr that you don't get any commission for your photographs. I mean, I don't know why you would in the first place. And also, it had a base upload limit of 1,000 images, which is, well, you could have more, but you have to pay a subscription, and I already pay too many subscriptions. And so I wanted to create just a normal generic account. I was just going to call it. I'm not even sure if I should say what I was going to call it. It's not even bad. It's just the fact that it's just. I mean, should I say it or not? Does it even help if I say what I was?
You're explaining your side of the story here, not me.
Yeah. Well, I was going to call the account DF Kent 06, right? But then when I realised I didn't actually create the account in the end because I realised it wasn't profitable. You don't make any money from it. And if I actually wanted to upload many photos on there of my photography, I'd have to. So I'd be losing money because I have to pay a subscription for more, more uploads. And I mean, I was aware of the NSFW side of Flickr. Well, I wouldn't really consider it NSFW because in the sense of NSFW in like stuff you'd find on the orange YouTube. But so I knew from looking at other people's accounts that favorites were public. They were public. Anyone can see. I don't know whether there was a feature to turn it off, but I'm not sure. Well, even if there was, I wouldn't, because the whole point of doing it was to get attention. And so I created that account. I saw those images, favorited them. I didn't actually like them, by the way. I'm just putting it out there. I didn't like them.
So why were they favorited then? Why were they favorited?
So that people could see it on the account and people could talk about it. That's the whole reason the account was created in the first place.
So you wanted people to talk. You wanted people to talk about you being an alleged paedophile, then?
Hold on, Dinkley. Yes, I admit I was caught out, and that was the whole reason why the account was created in the first place. But also, regardless, I wouldn't have had a graceful exit. This is what you're kind of not telling the truth here. Regardless, if I hadn't have said anything, just left. Well, first of all, I wouldn't have got the attention I've received within the last week or so, and also I wouldn't have had a graceful exit in the first place anyway. Regardless, would I? So
right, okay, we get
yeah.
rambling on again here.
Yes, but it matters.
More waffling than me.
It matters because I am explaining the reasons why it matters. So don't say it doesn't.
I'm just saying. So you favorited pictures of young girls purely because you wanted to be cool?
No, this explains it. What I'm about to say, Duxby, I've explained it several times. The reason why was so it could be found and I could get attention. Not the greatest way to get attention, I know, but it's the truth, and I regret it. I never felt anything towards those images before anyone gets any kind of ideas. I'm not that stupid. I'm not that degenerate as well, but unfortunately I was just not very wise, let's just say. No, I didn't.
Right. Okay.
This was months ago, okay, and I was. Let's just say, I'd actually explained it previously that when I was in that when a server, when I was getting just relentlessly bullied for months on end, I was the center of attention in that server mostly all the time. And when I eventually left that server, I mean, I'm not using this as an excuse, but unfortunately, I kind of missed that attention. And even though the attention at the time was, well, not great attention in that server, but they knew in that server as well that I quite liked attention. I don't know why they gave it to me anyway, but they did. And I missed it. Stupid, I know. So that is why that account was created in the first place.
Right.
And the accounts were never private. Let's just break this down here, Quackmire. The accounts were not private. Otherwise, you wouldn't have bloody seen them in the first place. So let's get that first lie out of the boat. They were not private. Otherwise, no one could have seen them. And what would have been the point? The whole reason why these were created in the first place were to be seen. So why would they have been private? And I know they weren't shared by me because I was waiting for people to find them. Why would I just say, oh, yeah, by the way, here's a Flickr account I own, look at it, and be proud of what's on there and send people the link? No. Why? I mean, I wasn't even proud of it in the first place, but why would I do that? And I do listen to people, but you're not saying what's actually true. This is the thing.
Right, I'm still trying to get this round my head then. So, when you favorited these images of young girls and you wanted to be caught from what you've been saying, like what you wanted to you want the people to think that you're a paedophile for a bit attention? Is that what you're kind of trying to say to people here?
But let's get it straight. I am not one of them. I know everyone's going to say, "Oh, you are."
One of what? One of what? One of what?
Well, I'm not saying it. You can say it because
you can say it. You can say it, Faze.
No, because what's gonna happen is you will splice this up and you will make it say that I am. So I am not stupid enough to fall into your traps.
One of what, Faze? What is the fucking name of it? Come on.
You say it.
You say it, Faze.
No, because what you're gonna do is you're gonna splice this up. You're gonna make it say that I am one when I'm not. So, Mr. Soprano, I am not stupid enough to fall into your traps. I've fallen into your traps many times. I mean, I fell into your trap even being on this call in the first place. I was actually having a good time. I was playing Minecraft, but then...
I'm not going to splice anything, am I? I'm not going to say that, because that would be alleged information, wouldn't it? I've already learned that from Mr. Manic. So...
well, I don't think you have. I think... No. Okay.
So
I've
why?
explained.
What's the attention for? Why do you want
Well,
people
I
to
don't want the
think you're a
attention.
paedophile? Why do you want
Well, I
people
don't.
to think that?
Well, I don't want the attention now. Let's be honest. But months ago, I did. Okay, months
Yeah,
ago, I
but
did.
why did you want people to think you were a paedophile? What was the intention behind that? Like, if people think you're a nonce, that is the worst thing that can happen to you. You will never be
Honest.
welcomed anywhere. So
I just
what is
don't.
the thing, Faze?
It was months. And if I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know. And you're going to say, oh, but you do know, but you don't want to say it. No, I don't know.
What do you mean you
That's
don't? What do you
the
mean you
point.
don't know that you don't
Oh,
that you wanted to be
I
an
don't
alleged
think
paedophile? What?
you don't. Okay, you don't know what I was like back in like May or June last year. You don't know what was
I was
going.
there. You were in my server.
No, I was. I never joined your server until September. Stop lying. But now, let's talk about what actually matters. You
No, no,
didn't
no.
actually know what's going inside my.
We're not getting through that yet. I want to
No,
know
we are. We are.
why are you so worked? Why do you want people to think you are a? Even if you did it for attention, why did you want people to think you were a pedo? What was? Why did you think that was attention? Why do you think that was a good idea? What was running
Because,
through your head there? What was running through your head there?
be honest. Okay, you can say what you want. Half of it is I don't know, and half of it was because it was just kind of it would get attention in the corner and my name would get out there, but
So you would want to
obviously
be
not in a good.
infamous in the corner for being known as a paedophile. That was what your end game.
To be honest, I regret even joining the corner if I'm being honest, and
Well, that was on you. That's not on anybody
and
else.
it is. But Maestro, I'll just say the reason why I accused Quagmire was because I didn't want to admit it at first. Because why would I want to admit that I did it for attention? I mean, why would anyone admit that? But it's the truth. It's the truth. Nothing but the truth. So you can think what you like, but it's the truth.
I'm not
And
gonna
no,
lie,
I
man.
haven't.
Not gonna lie.
Well, yes, I was in the corner. Well, I haven't actually been in the corner for 6 years, Black Hawk. I was in the corner. I joined TDC in January 2020. Was banned because I was 14 and a bit stupid. I was banned in July 2020, so that's 7
That's
months.
also one good question here.
Then-
Quagmire's literally just said here. You said you wanted attention. Why would you be accusing him? Be good for you. That doesn't give you any attention. He's right.
But it does actually give me attention because it gets people talking more. But that's besides the point.
Yeah, but people
didn't-
will
I didn't-
think people even if it's all alleged and even everything, even like I say, everything what you're saying and all the false information, having a nonce title on you isn't something that you can just immediately get rid of. People already kind of assume you are from everything that's already been leaked. It's already on the streams, for God's sakes. Once it's on the streams, it's quite hard to get rid of that label that people assume you are a nonce.
Yeah, fair enough. But unfortunately, what's done is done. And
You're happy with that? Are you happy with
Well,
that attention?
no, well, not now. At the time, well, months ago, not now. No, I mean now. If I had a TARDIS, I'd go back in time and I'd never bloody touch Vicar or even Tor. To be honest, even though I didn't even use that for anything bad, just as you say, the reputation of it isn't great. So just the reputation alone, yeah.
So you essentially tried to ruin Quagmire's kind of reputation then just for the sake of shits and giggles then? Or what?
Not shits and giggles, but the fact I didn't want to admit it. And I apologise to Quagmire. I fully hold my hands up and stuff.
I don't know, man. It just seems a bit counterproductive to me.
Yes, I know, Dinkley. This is the whole point. Why am I even on here, apart from you recording stuff, then splicing it, editing it, and just making it look even worse than it actually is. I mean, we do know we've got to be on the same boat here. You've got to also. I've admitted stuff here. I've admitted a bit too much, to be honest. But you've also got to admit that you're going to be using this to make it even worse. You've got to be honest with that. If I'm being honest, you've got to be honest.
Of course I'm going to be using it. The video's already going to be made
Yes.
regardless.
You're not seeing this in the whole picture. You're going to be using it to splice, edit, and make it seem worse than it is. Be
Well,
honest
all I'm
here.
going to be doing is editing parts of it for the more highlights of this call. Because let's be honest, man. Like I say, this stream's been going on for pretty much nearly an hour and a half. So
Yeah, but context matters. If people want the whole truth, if people genuinely want the whole truth and want to know everything, which seems like people very much do, then why not just, release the whole thing in full instead of splicing it, editing it?
I'm already
'Cause that-
going to release it in full phase. I'll let the community decide what they think about this.
But the fact you're not doing it first is yeah. But I'm
It's
not.
going to go along with the video. Did you not think about that?
No, I have thought about this. You're not. I don't think you're taking it in all up there, to be honest. But I'm just
Neither are
gonna.
you. Neither are you. You've
I mean, I
literally
wasn't-
how many
I
stuff
wasn't
I've said
back
to
in-
you, and the amount of excuses I have literally heard from you. Like, I just. Hey, he's gone. He's gone. Oh no, he's gone. I think. Yeah, he's gone. Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. Everybody. Oh, I've misgendered you. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, yeah, I know. What a shit show. Yeah. That was interesting, wasn't it?